freedom, freedom, freedom. Thank you guys again for staying. Love you lots. Love you, love you, love you. Come back. Shimmy shoo, shimmy shoo, shimmy shoo, shimmy shoo. Hi. Before we continue, I do want to point out what a couple of adjectives to explain what self-esteem is. It is our confidence, and it's also our self-respect. How much we respect ourselves will show in the end what type of self-esteem we have. And there are actually eight there are eight attributes, 8 things I want to take us through and look at to identify what self-esteem is and how we can improve our self-esteem. The first one that is not always easily identifiable, we don't always see it, it's self-hatred. And that's a dislike for who you are, who I am. It doesn't look like it. Nobody would think I hate myself. Most people don't think that. And some ways that we can check on that and to see if that may be us and we just don't recognize it. And some of the things you can look at is your internal dialogue. What are you saying to yourself about yourself? Are you saying nice things? If you're saying hurtful things like, when you make a mistake, that's dumb, that's stupid. We need to switch up that self-talk, and no, that's not going to work. Positive self-dialogue, forgive ourselves for our mistakes, and we have to challenge our negative self-beliefs. Next, perfectionism, desire to be perfect. No one's perfect. We have to set realistic expectations and just get rid of that desire to be perfect. That's perfectionism in a nutshell. So we want to set realistic expectations for ourselves. Everyone makes mistakes. And just because we fail at something does not mean that we're failures. And we have to get to the point where we don't sweat the small stuff. Next, negative body image. Do we love our bodies? I know I started off my channel talking about losing weight, and I want to do that to just be free of, negative body image. And it's not because I'm comparing myself to anybody but me. And I want to look after my health. I love you. I love my family. I love my friends. And I want to be around as long as possible. And I know in order to do that, health-wise, I have to take care of my body, take care of my health. So I plan to do that. And part of that is doing this, going through this journey and documenting it, because I want to stay on track, and I also want to help someone else in their endeavors. And part of that, and I started started before, and just the aspect of that is taking care of your appearance. That's a way that we can ward off negative body image. That can come from styling our hair differently, just taking the time to do a little self-care, putting on a little makeup, cleaning, doing facials, things of that nature, wearing clothing that fits right, clothing that's comfortable and breathable. And see, this is really stretchy, it's forgiving, and it's a little cute. It's a little detail on it, and it's just a way of me taking better care of myself. So take a little bit more care in your appearance. It'll help you feel better, and it'll help lift that self-esteem. Next, having feelings of being worthless. That is another number 4. That's the fourth thing. And that is characterized as not feeling as valued as others. And we have to accept that everyone has their own unique talents and gifts, and everybody is not the same. We just have to accept who we are, and stop thinking others are better than we are, and only comparing ourselves to ourselves. That's what I do. I challenge myself to be I challenge myself to be good as I am. I try not to compare myself to others. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I do it, and then that's when I kind of stop and reassess things. And guys, if you didn't know, we actually teach others how to treat us. So if someone's not treating you quite right, think about it. What messages have we been sending? What have we been doing to allow them to come to that conclusion? Is there anything that we have done or could do differently to teach someone to treat us differently? We have to take control of that. So we're halfway through. I just want to go over them really quick. So to identifying a problem is one of the steps to getting better. Self-hatred, can't do that. Forgiving ourselves. Perfectionism, we're not doing that. We're getting rid of that desire to be perfect. We're working on that. It may creep in every now and then, but we're getting rid of that because there is no one that is perfect. And just because you make a mistake does not mean you're a failure. Just keep trying. Number 4, feeling worthless. You're not worthless. I'll love you till you love you. You're valuable. And one way for you to know that is you think about, what do you do naturally that people compliment you on? You're already winning. And just get an idea, what do you do that you believe you're good at? Do what makes you feel good. So a lot of self-esteem is accepting yourself, your unique talents. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop thinking others are better than you. And learn how to teach others how to treat you. Next, number 5, stop being oversensitive. Don't be too sensitive. That's what that means. Really, listen to what's being said. Just take a pause and listen. Because sometimes we jump to conclusions and think that something is being said that's not being said at all. We're being too sensitive. So really listen to what's being said. And, if what's being said isn't quite right, stand up for yourself. Don't be a doormat. Don't let someone walk all over you. You're better than that. And that if someone's being rude or being nasty and they just don't see your potential, guess what? Sounds like it may be a time to move on. Just like we tell people to kick rocks. Sometimes we need to make up our minds. It's time for us to move to another location. Even Jesus knew that. What would Jesus do? In a lot of situations, he would dust his sandals off and keep going. We should do the same thing. What would Jesus think? What would Jesus do? Next, fear and anxiety. I don't fear nobody but God. People say that all the time. And it doesn't show up in our actions like that, because fear and anxiety, it comes from a belief system. And you believe that you're powerless. And some people can believe that they're powerless, and then they act out because they're oversensitive. And they feel worthless. And they feel bad about themselves. And they nitpick themselves. And they hate themselves. They have low self-esteem. So they have fears that are not genuine. They're unfounded. If you look back, or if you look at them, there's nothing that they're thinking is true. And one way to be able to build your confidence, as I started off by saying, having low confidence or low self-respect is a sign of low self-esteem. You want to check your confidence, and you want to look at how to build your confidence. And doing these YouTube videos is one way that I'm working on building my confidence. And like I said, we all struggle with low self-esteem. Everyone, now and then. No one is perfect. Nobody. So these things may come up periodically, but we always want to be abreast of them, be aware of them. Like I started to say, when you're aware of something, then you can do something to fix it. And then number 7 is anger and rage. I have to take a deep breath on that one. Some of us just need to just pause, take a deep cleansing breath. Just let the anger and the rage just calm down. Just relax your shoulders, and just know that you can keep your cool. Just because your mama set it off, or your daddy set it off, or your grandma always set it off, don't mean that you have to always set it off. That anger and rage is not cute. It's not becoming. It's really not. It looks better when we learn how to keep our cool, show our self-esteem, because it's the way that we feel about ourselves. As I said before, take some deep breaths. Let that anger and that rage just subside. Right? And last but not least, this one made the list, and this is one that I really did not see coming. And I'm so glad that you stayed this far to the video. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for coming, for staying almost to the end. And I'm going to give you number 8. Number 8 is people pleasing. I never ever thought this, and I knew it was something to be be looked at, and something to really examine inside myself, because I am a people pleaser, and to the point that I did not realize. And one of the reasons why I did this is I did not really realize all of these things that I've listed here I deal with. I'm sure we all deal with it in different degrees, but I wanted to address it and to work through it and improve and grow a backbone. And one way to do that is to learn that you can't please everybody. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? People pleasing. And that's like feeling like you just must please people. You have to really think about that one. With that one, you really got to think about it. And I have to realize that, you need to get some confidence. Respect yourself. R-E-S. Okay, y'all don't want to hear that. But respect yourself. Learn when to say no. And when you say no, stick to it. No means no. Be selfish sometimes. Yes, I said it. Be selfish sometimes. Take time for yourself. Not all the time, but sometimes be selfish. And learn what your limits are. Because if you don't know your limits, guess what? From children to mates to co-workers, you name it, other people will find limits for you if you don't have your own. Find out what your limits are and stand by them. Know your limits. Know when you're going to say no. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this was helpful. If you need to, look at it more than once. Go over it many times. Look at it. Go from step 1 to 8. Think about it. Self-hatred. Did you think that was part of low self-esteem? Did you know what self-hatred was? Did you believe that it was something that you dealt with, or do you know someone that dealt with it? So there's self-hatred, perfectionism, negative body image, feeling worthless, being oversensitive, in fear and anxiety, rage and anger, and people pleasing. Those are 8 ways that you can identify that someone, you or someone else, not you, somebody else, has low self-esteem. But in all seriousness, like I said, we all have suffered from it and know someone that has. And we just want to be able to heal our, knowing what the problem is, coming out of that denial and then, not denying that there is an issue and working on it. That's the first step, is accepting it. Get over the denial. 2 is to work on it. And 3 is to practice it. Rinse and repeat. So let's get that confidence up. Let's respect ourselves. So much so that people say, oh, I see something new about you. And let it be a positive new thing. Say, I'm getting free of that baggage. Because that's what we're doing. Do it with me. Become free. Like I told you, we're going to get free 2021. Free of those things, that baggage that we don't need. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Thank you guys again for staying. Love you lots. Love you, love you, love you. Come back. See me soon. See me soon. See me soon. See me soon.